but I saw you, and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to revive my love, couldn't be just anyone. But baby, it had to be you, you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful Friday. Let me give you an update. You've got me up until about 9 a.m. this morning. Then I got to make a quick move. It's a bunch of things, some loose ends I need to tie up this week, some business and things like that. So you've got me for about 2 hours. On today's show, I want to talk about, well, my mantra is no clowns for Cincinnati City Council. And there's at least one candidate that is doing the most clownish, divisive, outrageous-ish, and I got to call it out. Plus, it's Friday, so my weekend review, I call it Humans Worse Than COVID. I got a quick rundown, a top 3 list of humans this week acting way worse than the coronavirus, what to say? COVID-19. Put it that way. Good morning to you. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, 513-873-7134. If you'd like to share your thoughts, the show gets started here in about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. Please take this time to like any particular show. I'll be looking back and looking forward. It's a Friday. It's the Nathan Ivey Show. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nathan, Nathan, NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, close this year, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cops watching, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at.
Good morning, everybody. Where my people at? Let's get back into it, shall we? Just like we never left. We do this every single weekday, Monday through Friday, kicking off at about 7 a.m. approximately. Typically go to about 9:30, maybe 10 a.m., depending on the flow of the conversation. Today, we're going to go to about 9 a.m. this morning. So you got me for about 2 hours approximately. But, you know, we can do a lot with 2 hours, yo. We can do a whole lot. Good morning. Welcome back. Great to be alive. And as always, my pleasure to be with you. Good morning to you. Good morning. Synovia, what's up, Synovia? Good morning to you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nathan Ivy. I'm your friendly neighborhood agent provocateur, back to keep it real with you in a way that nobody else in the Cincinnati market, or perhaps even beyond, can do, is willing to do, or does. Good morning to you. On this show, we talk about people, politics, and pleasure. As you might be able to see if you're watching this video, either live or maybe you're watching it sometime in the future or later after the initial broadcast, I am a black man. I am a brother. I am. And as you can tell with that little plaque off my left shoulder, I am a dad, D-A-D. What do I hear all day? Daddy, 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 dad, 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 daddy, dad, dad, dad. I am married to a black woman. We have children together. I live in the greater Cincinnati area, and I keep it real. I am a creator of many sorts. And podcasting and live streaming is one way I connect with the world. Listen, if you want to connect with the audience, let me throw the number up so you can hit us up at 513-873-7134. And I'm bringing sexy back to Cincinnati media. Too many of these dudes is looking plain and lame, and I got to represent for the older brother. So there it is. Again, if you want to share your thoughts, 513-873-7134. I'm joking. Good morning to you. Hope you're all doing well. A lot to talk about. Have you seen the latest from Bessie Sunderman? I'm trying to give sis a chance because, you know, I'm a fair guy. I'm fair but biased. I'm biased against anybody that's against our community. I'm biased against you off the top. You ain't got to say too much more. I'm against you. I'm biased against anybody that would serve as a predator against our children or on our children, elderly folks, people that, you know, are not strong enough to fight for themselves. I'm against you 100%. What just happened? The light just got, it's washing me out. I don't like that now, but it'll work. Oh, there it is. The camera is going back and forth. Anyway, but I like to be fair. So if I'm talking about somebody, you already know my style. I like to bring them on the show. And Bessie Sunderman was appointed to city council. She has not won the election. And I've been very disappointed in the way that she is conducting herself. I wonder what her real goal is. Is it just about getting reelected, or is it about doing something positive for Cincinnati? Yo, check it. You know, for me, black, white, Democrat, Republican, independent, it really doesn't matter that much in terms of as much as what you're going to do for our city matters. Okay. I don't really care. I've said it before. Democrat, Republican, independent, charter makes no difference to me as long as you're going to do something for our community and move the conversation and the policies and the equity policy intangibles forward, especially for our community, right? And Bessie Sunderman, man, has just been one disappointment after another. Did you know that she's going to hold a big press conference? I think it's today. Uh, she's asking all the candidates to sign on to some type of pledge about defunding the police. As I told you before, like I can understand the conversation last year, but as I told you last year, projecting forward to where we are now, any council persons, any local folks that's still running with that banner of defund the police, it means a couple things. It means they don't really have anything else to talk about. They don't have anything else to run on, nothing else to share. It means that they're fear mongering, because that's a fear mongering tactic that was employed by largely Republican candidates. Like if you go back to last year and all the stuff he was going through, it was all over the country and locally. They had this whole defund the police or you for the police. And it really is an oversimplification of a much more complex issue, right? Like you can be for reimagining the police budget. You can be for that. Like I'm for that. But you can also be pro law enforcement. As many, most everybody is pro law enforcement. The majority of people you're gonna meet out here are pro law enforcement. The majority of black folks are pro law enforcement, meaning that they understand that the police department has a role to play. I hear all this belly aching about, well, we got to get people to work with the police. Well, how do you think they're getting all these tips? When the police get tips, they're getting it from the community. And when these crimes are happening in black neighborhoods, who do you think is working with the police? It's the black folks in those neighborhoods. It just burns me up how they try to play us. How they try to play it like, oh, if black folks don't work with the police. Man, if you don't get your ass out of here, who you think calling to Crime Stoppers? It's the people closest to those crimes, right? That's who's calling. So now she's had this whole, it's straight clownish. And I was just so happy to see that people can see her for what she really is. So, and again, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just talking about somebody just running for city council. You know what I'm saying? So she posted this a few days ago. Thanks to all of the city council candidates who have RSVP'd to my Defend the Police press conference. Defend the police? Who's out to get the police, Betsy? Who defend the police against whom? Is it like some kind of secret war going on that I just don't know about it? Who in the hell is Betsy Sunderman defending the police from? And I just feel like there's a subtle implication that it's black folks. You don't got to defend the, are you crazy? But here's so funny about it. Nobody in Cincinnati is out to get the police. Nobody. There's nobody in Cincinnati who's got enough power to go after the Cincinnati Police Department. There's nobody that has the will to do that. Even the people, and I wish they were still doing it, man, all those brave souls, man, primarily younger folks, man, that went to city council, they were shutting it down. I gave you standing ovations every time. I love that energy. I love that. That's exactly what they should be dealing with at city council every time they have a meeting. Unruliness, because your policies have been unruly. Don't talk to me about being disrespectful in council chambers. I don't want to hear that. Your policies have been disrespectful for decades upon decades and decades. Got a lawsuit right now. Federal judge says and go forward that on the outside looking in, the allegation is that racist policies, whether they were intentional or unintentional, have been further or are part of the factor why there's a black wealth divide here in the city of Cincinnati. But you want to talk about decorum in council. Please, I'm telling you, no Cincinnati polite. Cincinnati politeness is what's killing us. Cincinnati polite. People don't want to get real. They're afraid to lose friends, and they're not going to answer my text messages anymore. So bravo to all those people that was going down to city council last year, giving them heat, giving them fire. And we learned something about at least one mayoral candidate. We learned something, didn't we? That, you know what, that didn't come up actually when I think about it. That was the only question I thought that should have been brought up about David Mann. And I thought about it afterward, and I'm just as guilty because if I had thought about it, I would have sent Kyle a message or shot a message to the NAACP. And that is asking David Mann about and further explaining his most embarrassing moment, walking away from, people say Black Lives Matter, but no, he walked away from the public. That wasn't just Black Lives Matter. It was all kind of people down there that cared about those issues. But back to Bessie Sunderman, who, I mean, I'll say it again. This alliance that she has with Jan Michelle Kearney, I think that says great things about Jan Michelle, but I'll say it again. Jan Michelle, watch your back, sis. She'll stab you in the back as soon as it's politically expedient. And hell, we just saw a small example of it on last week during that special council meeting, and they're arguing back and forth about the changing of one word. That was Bessie Sunderman's committee. She sat right there where Kurt Hartman and Tom Brinkman, another fool that doesn't deserve to be on council, another clown. All he's going to do is bring the circus. All he's going to do is talk about the Gang of Five. I'm sitting here watching this man, and this fool is talking about the Gang of Five. Anybody, any candidate talking about defund the police and defund the police press conferences when there's no threat to Cincinnati police whatsoever. The biggest threat to the Cincinnati Police Department is the Cincinnati Police Department. They are their own biggest enemy. They are their own worst enemy. They are their own biggest threat. Nobody else. Stop it. And running around here in 2021 talking about the Gang of Five, these are people that just want to start ish. That's all they want to do. They want to start fires and then run and act like they're the person that's best equipped to put out the fire. They want to start the fire and then they want to be the firefighter. All they want to do is get on council and start a whole bunch of nonsense. That's all they want to do. And we already went through that, didn't we? We went through that. I'm going to be honest. We went through that with Smitherman and the whole Gang of Five. We already went through that. I thought that what we wanted were people that were going to get on council, work together, black, white, young, old, Democrat, Republican, independent charter for the best interests of Cincinnati, right? That's what I'm looking for. I don't know how you're putting together your 9 candidates, but no clowns for Cincinnati City Council. If you on some clown-ish, I can't even look at you. I'm not going to your website. Don't put your campaign lit on in my house, at my yard. I'm burning that ish as soon as I get to my mailbox. I'm not even having a discussion with any clowns. And Bessie Sunderman is on some straight clown-ish. Let me show you. Look at this. This is what she posted. And it backfired on her. It backfired. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we try to deceive Bessie Sunderman. So she posted this little poll on her. She's got about 1,700 Twitter followers, right? So she posted this on her Twitter page. I guess she thought she was going to get a certain response. Didn't go too well. What is that, about 40%? Let's say everybody that voted in this poll is one of her followers. About 40% of her followers, which is a higher percentage of the people that vote in city council. About 40% of her followers responded. 86.8% of them said defund the police. It completely backfired. Oh my God. And then it's the memes. Somebody made a little clown meme using Bessie Sunderman. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's hilarious. You should see this. Check this out. No clowns on city council. Straight clown-ish, man. When you see Bozo on his little red tricycle roll up and he's like juggling, or she in this case is juggling like 3 balls, don't vote for him. Don't vote for him. No clowns. Say it with me. No clowns on city council. We already did that. I'm not trying to go backwards, yo. I'm trying to look toward the future. I don't know about you. I'm a futurist. Future first. Future first. Let's move forward. Stop the dumb-ish. Stop the dumb-ish is what I'm saying. Stop the dumb-ish, Betsy. A million miles of dumb-ish. And see, what happens is it's not to say that there might not be some good things that come out of Bessie Sunderman's mouth, but I don't know how you conduct your life. Like, it matters who's saying what. I might miss something valuable from something that's been on clown-ish for years, someone who's been on clown-ish for years and years and years, because they're on clown-ish, and I put them in the clown-ish box, and I don't really pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you master the subtle art of it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just take things for what they are, and shit, when you know what's going on, you just do what you got to do. That's how you master not giving a F, right? You got a couple of books out there like How to Not Give a F, right? That's how you do it. That's how you don't care about what other people think, because off the top, depending on who you are, it don't matter what they say, you're not going to hear it. You're not gonna hear it. It's certain people that try to send me messages sometimes. I don't even see it. I look right over it. It could be something valuable, but they've demonstrated themselves to be clownish. I don't have time for that. Same thing with Bessie Sunderman. This is hilarious. Straight clown show. We did all of that, man. We had a clown in office for 4 years in the White House. I'm not trying to put another clown on city council. And I would ask you to seriously consider how you feel about it. I'm not telling you how to vote. I'm just going to give you a strong opinion about it. You make your own decision. You can hit me up at 513-873-7134. We're going to have a press conference, right? They did this yesterday, a press conference outside of City Hall. The hell? Was anybody even at this press conference? Gee, I hope not. And then if you look at the comments, man, there's a lot of smart, intelligent people who understand that the conversation about the reallocation of resources toward police budgets, which is entirely fair for two reasons. Number one, it's entirely fair because there is no connection whatsoever. Let me say this again. There's no connection that I have seen statistically between the full funding of police budgets and having 1,100 or 1,200 police officers in Cincinnati and it having any impact whatsoever in the prevention of crime. There's no, I don't see it. Show me the numbers. Show me check it. We just fully funded the police budget and look, we still talking about all these homicides, all these guns getting to the hands of teenagers. Well, how is this possible? We got ShotSpotter. We fully funding the police, which is the biggest allocation of the entire city budget. We got all these officers, but yet y'all can't stop crime. Who would ever thunk it? It's just a lie. And they keep lying to us that there's some kind of causal relationship between having 1,100 police officers and spending the vast majority of our city budget. We keep doing this every year, and every year we keep talking about how the guns keep getting in here. How did teenagers get the guns? Where are the guns coming from? Why are they shooting people? There's no connection. There's no connection. Send me a link. I mean, I'm open to be educated. I'm open to be educated. Send me a link. I love to see it. I don't see any connection between the two whatsoever. None. I don't see it. Maybe you do, but I do not. I ain't seen. We got ShotSpotter. Mofos still getting shot. We got all these officers. Mofos still getting guns. We spending all this money every single year for the police budget. Crime still happening because that's not the root. And there's many good people trying to address the root on many different levels. I can't overlook that and say, oh, we're not addressing it, because some people are, but we ain't put enough of attention on it. And so for those reasons, it's completely valid to have a conversation about how we allocate city funds. It's our money. But, you got people like Betsy the clown Sunderman, running around here trying to make it seem like it's either or. And if you even think, is there a better way? Then somehow you're anti-police. And I guess there's some police officers that need to hear that. That's sad. You need to hear that. I'm not the kind of man that need to be told lies to. I'm not that kind of man. There's some people like that. There's some people that need to be lied to and fluffed and shit and all that kind of stuff. Just give it to me straight. You know what I'm saying? Deal with the real world. Are there police officers that makes you feel good, right? This us against them mentality. And again, we don't need that. We don't need people that's going to cause division. We don't need people that's going to try to be divisive. We don't need people that's going to try to, point fingers. We don't need that at other people. We don't need that kind of leadership, but that's just my spiel on it. Again, no clowns for Cincinnati City Council. No clowns. I say it again. No clowns, yo. We did that already. Y'all trying to go back to that? No, I think she would be a divisive force on city council, and it would really serve no purpose. But I understand how this city works. There's enough voters for people like Bessie Sunderman that she got a good chance of being on city council. She got a real good chance because, as much as I'm talking about fear tactics work. Fear tactics work. If you can make somebody afraid, you can control them. You can make them very, as they call it, pliable. They become very amenable to your manipulation. And Cincinnati and some people in Cincinnati keep falling for the okie doke. I mean, just think about what the campaign that Joe Dieters ran against Fernand Rucker. It was fear mongering. Oh, he let a man out that was accused of domestic violence. That's what these black folks trying to do with their liberal policies. They want to swing open the doors of the jails, right? Get the hell out of here. And he was even some white female Democrats that believed. I'm telling you, fear mongering. As much as I don't like it, it's success. It works. It's been working since the beginning of time and will probably work long after all of us is dust. But it's a damn shame, and I got to call it out. Angela writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers, TGIF. Oh! It is a wonderful Friday. It is a wonderful Friday. Great to be alive. Deborah writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Brandy writes, greetings. Daryl writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Chuck writes, sup, TGIF. Pat writes, good morning, Choppers. Alandis is in the house. Good morning, Alandis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Alandis is doing good things for our community. Good to see you. Again, sending you positive vibes. Good morning. This is Synovia. How are you? Well, Trust. Thank you for keeping us in touch with our city community. Synovia Biden, founder of ANS Youth Productions and host of IHU. I Hear You on WAIF. What's up to my WAIF friends over there, man? My WAIF family. Love WAIF. Love WAIF. I love that WAIF is in our community, man. I love that WAIF is in our community. I started at WAIF the way radio was meant to be, truly and truly, that's the way radio was meant to be, man. Love WAIF, man. What's up? 88.3. Ah, man, you're making me feel nostalgic. Oh, I'm feeling nostalgic. Good morning to you, Synovia. Politically Petty Podcast Show writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Any residual thoughts about what we talked about this week, man? Because it's been a hell of, we covered a lot of ground this week. A lot of very, I think, stories with a lot of substance, a lot of local stuff, and some drama as well. You know, I'm here for it. As long as it's not in my personal life or my business, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Nat writes, TGIF Choppers. Good morning to you, Nat. Nikki writes, good morning, everyone. TGIF. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Synovia writes, keep speaking the truth. It can hurt sometimes. So if you can, try not to hurt nobody too bad this morning. Just maybe a scratch or two, okay? A little scratch. I don't do scratches. I do deep wounds. Only deep wounds. I'm joking. Man, I'm a teddy bear. Nat writes, TGIF Choppers. Nikki writes, good morning, everyone. TGIF. Absolutely. Pat writes, Nate, I thought Sonderman held the press conference yesterday, but no one showed up. Right. Great news. Great. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Absolutely. We don't need clowns on council. I'm not against Republicans on council. I'm not against that. I mean, if you got an educated and maybe you got an experience or a lens that I don't have, but yet your goal is the same as mine and the overall goals of our community, okay. That's where you get that good old-fashioned debate. Maybe we can arrive at the same conclusion, taking two different paths. And there's a debate about what path we take. Cool. But the fear-mongering, the finger-pointing, the whole gang of five, I mean, no, did all of that. Irish writes, what has Beastly Sunderman, what has Sunderman, Beastly Sunderman has done what since her Beastly Sunderman has done what since her appointment? Oh, you are too unkind, sis. You are unkind, but you're wrong about that one, Iris. Is it Beastly? I don't know. I'm sure she can speak to that. It would have been nice to hear her on the NAACP's forum, but from what I was told, that she didn't respond. And then a listener, somebody that's got some connects in the city, said they reached out. And I was told that maybe Betsy might do a video. And I'm like, we're not doing videos. We're doing live stream, live action. But it is what it is. Do you? Alandis writes, Betsy kicked it off with foolishness and attempted to further divide our city. Right. That's all she's trying to do. We don't need that. That Gang of Five stuff is what it is. The people involved with the Gang of Five deserve it because you did it. I thought it was blown up, and I still believe that the issues that was brought out in that really didn't matter to most Cincinnatians, black, white, rich, or poor. They really didn't. It was really just partisan bickering back and forth. And then the media was able to, bait and click and sell papers and digital copies and things like that. And again, I'm not against that. I understand. I'm in the media too. I understand how this works. I get it. But that was then. We're supposed to be looking for the future, 2021 and beyond, right? And so if we're going to do this, let's do it right. That's all I'm saying. If we're going to do this, let's do this right. So I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you that I detect BS. When I detect BS, I got to speak on it. Let me see. Good morning. David writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, David. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. JD writes, pay teachers more. I'm with that. David, there's a Hamilton County sample ballot there. What's up, David? Betsy Huckabee Sunderman. You're wrong for that. Huckabee Sunderman. Toy writes, I don't think Steve Gooden attended. He was outside the courthouse yesterday. Look, that says great things. That says anybody that didn't attend, but that they had the opportunity, says great things about him. And it just goes to prove what I'm saying right now. That Betsy Sunderman is on some dumb ish. Here we are less than a month away from the election, and this is what you're doing? Where's the substance? Where's your plan? What's your vision? It's got to be more than I'm going to protect the police. And again, I ask, from whom? Who are you defending the police from? Who? I haven't heard anybody on council right now that's on some, you know what, we need to abolish the police. None of them. I haven't heard Greg Landsman say that. I haven't heard Wendell Young say that. I haven't heard Jim and Michelle Kearney say that. I haven't heard anybody say that. You're wrong. Somebody says her real name is Beasley Karen Chucky Sunderman. That's hilarious. Hilarious, but wrong. We're better people than that. What did Michelle tell us? Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. Now, I don't do all this shit. You go low, I'm going lower than you. Come on in here, bud. Are you dancing this morning? Okay. All right, cool. Say good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
I made a tie-dye shirt.
Yesterday. Okay.
Not yesterday, the day before that.
Talking to the mic. You got any meetings today? What's your day looking like?
Yesterday I had.
No, I'm saying today. What is your today looking like?
Probably gonna be an out day. Or if it's sprinkling, like if it's cloudy, or like if it's raining, we stay inside. But if like sprinkling, we can go outside. So I don't know.
You don't know. You got any meetings today? Any phone meetings? Any Zoom meetings? Anything like that? Okay.
You don't do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore? Okay.
I only did that.
Okay. All right. Give this to your mother. Here, give this to your mother. She can get you together. There you go. I love you. All right. Have a great day. You got any meetings today? He's like, no, we don't do that. We don't do Zoom meetings no more. He's right. They don't. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Somebody says volume. What's up with the volume? Let me check my volume level real quick. It is a little low. Yeah, it is. I'll put it up. How about that? Is that better? Yeah, it does look a little low. I don't know. Things happen. No scrub, says Alandis. Glass writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Have a good weekend. You know it, we will. At least I'm going to have a good weekend. Hope you do as well. Tracy writes, she's not defending the police. She's defending Dan Hills. Eloise is in the house. Good morning, Eloise. Good to see you. She writes, good morning, happy Friday. Oh, forgive me. Let me get my prayers in. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. These days, you got to say your prayers with one eye open. You know, I'm just saying. Angela writes, fear tactics won't work in white America, KKK. So they go vote for the BS. I guess so. Pat writes, did Sunderman participate in the NAACP town hall event? Did I miss her? She did not. As I understand it, she was scheduled to, and she didn't respond at all. You know, so we'll see. I'm not sure. They got one more next week, and we'll see what happens. Jason's in the house. He writes, morning, Nathan. Good morning to you, Jason. Tanika writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers, TGIF. Good morning to you. Nakia is in the house. She writes, good morning, all, TGIF. Good morning, all. It's all good. It's all good. I'll take it. It's all good. It's all good. Danita's in the house. Danita out here got grown men scared of her. Danita got grown men scared of her. Grown men that's on the West Coast, thousands of miles away from Cincinnati, scared to debate this sister. I knew, Drop, if you listening, I knew you was going to punk out. I knew it. I told you. Remember that show, y'all? I called Drop. I told you I was going to call Drop, try to hook it up. 5, 10, 15 minutes after the show ended, I called Drop. He was yabba dabba. Well, you know, he already knew what he was going to do. Basically, I could hear it in his voice and what he was saying. He wants to try to control the conversation. Why can't you do it live with the sister? Y'all have y'all debate. May the best person win. But no, he told, it's my podcast and I want to be able to edit it. I'm like, edit it? What you need to edit for? I'm a live stream monster. I go live with it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm going to be corrected by my people, we're going to do it live. It is what it is. Simple as that. I'm going to need to edit it, please. Kareem Moffat's in the house. How you doing, Kareem? I like it. I like it. Okay, good. Good. So do you. So do you. Wifey's giving me compliments. My daughter says it's disgusting. Dill, I keep telling us how she got here. Dill writes, that's how you got here, little girl. Dill writes, Michael Harriot. Michael Harriot. Michael Harriot. Why are you saying that, Daryl? Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Okay. Angela writes, TGIF. Junior, have a good day. Hopefully, he sounds like he don't have a good day. He put some thought into that question. He's like, well, you know, if it's cloudy, then we might. We go to plan B. This is a family show. This is actually my home. This is one part of the home studio. Of course, I had the camera facing the other way. I might flip it around just to give you something visually different. You know, everybody likes some new visual. Jerome writes, TGIF Nate and the Choppers. Danita writes, Danita is a warrior, truth warrior. Danita is a truth warrior. Shit was hilarious. I'm gonna keep messing with Drop until he does it. And if he doesn't do it, I'm just gonna keep on messing with him. Stop punking out, Drop. No, I don't. I got it. My daughter's like, you want me to find him? No, we got it. She's funny. Oh, she said fight him. Love the father-son family interaction on the show. Absolutely, man. Got to promote those black family values. They act like we don't exist. No, we right here. Tune in every single day. Charles writes, their posts of her with some black Republicans, and there's a black woman with a white man with a Frederick Douglass West Side is a joke. A white man with a Frederick Douglass, like a Frederick Douglass fro and never whole 9 yards. Oh, God, I'm glad I missed it. What happened? Joe writes, Grand Risings, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Joe. Maxine writes, I say my prayers with all my eyes open. Hey, y'all, I know that's right. But see, I'm Gucci now. I'm getting into heaven. So no matter what I say, according to Christian scripture, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. Devereaux's crown Queen Danita KO'd Drip. She did. She KO'd Drip before they even got into the ring. I mean, Drop. Damn. Hopefully he's not listening. Tadika writes, Drop is the cowardly lion, all growl and no bite. Put him up, right? That was hilarious. Rothschild is here. Alt Middle here for the work, the drama, and the ish. Okay. Sister Iris writes, good morning, Junior Sunshine. Anime Savage, and I like that name. Hey, Nate, that shirt you had was live yesterday. Where can I get one? Well, I'm glad you asked because that is a local artist. I'm going to put his URL on the screen during the show a couple times and shout him out, my man, Michael. He is a super dope black artist, by the way. And he does T-shirts. He does all kinds of cool stuff, man. Matter of fact, he designed this. And he and his lovely wife might be listening right now. Good morning to you. Super, man. You ever see somebody that's like artistic? You like, damn, I wish I could do that. You ever get like that? Like, you know, I never want to take anything away from anybody, but I respect other people's talents. You know what I'm saying? And I give people their flowers now. But, you know, I've been privileged to have some friends who are very talented in different ways, way different than me. Like, this is my talent, one of many. And But to be able to draw and to paint and to be visually an artist like that, that shit is so fly to me, man. That is the flyest. I wish I could. It was crazy. I wish I could do stuff like this. I wish I could do stuff like this, but that's just not my talent. It's not me. Danita writes, let's be real though, Nate. If I were Bessie, knowing you were moderating, I wouldn't come on either. You have to know when to fold them. Well, I don't know why not. I don't know why not. I think that what I've demonstrated is no matter what my personal viewpoints might be on this show, but when I'm working for somebody else, then I try to get in line with what their mission is. You okay? Oh boy. So yeah, I mean, I try to be fair. I mean, there've been Republicans on there. I mean, I can see how somebody might say that, but what I'm not gonna do is try to overshadow what the NAACP or whoever I might be doing it for. You know, what I always ask people, what we doing here? You know, what's the move? What are we trying to accomplish? And then that's what my goal is. Now, I think there's a way to ask tough questions, but if Bessie Sunderman was on the NAA, she ain't the star of this damn show. I'm not gonna break protocol because she's on there. That don't makes no difference. That's an opportunity for her. That's not an opportunity for me to show out. When I want to show out, I show out right here. So there's never been a time that I can remember where anybody can accuse me of being unfair, because I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be fair, and I'm gonna give everybody the same time. And no matter who it is, Democrat or Republican, if you say some dumb issue, gonna get checked. We're gonna try to get to the bottom of it. And I would treat Bessie Sunderman no different. I wouldn't treat her any different. I may have some questions that are just for her, but if I do that, I'll have some questions just for anybody else too. There might be some individual questions, but what I would say that if Bessie Sunderman or anybody else feels that way, then you show me the tape where I was being unfair, you know, during those debates. That's just not my style. You know, I know when it's time for me to turn it on and when it's not. And that's not really my time to some degree. You know what I'm saying? This is where, you know, you get the full Monty right here. So I can see her saying, I don't want to go on Nathan Ivey. But even then, we talk to Republicans. I mean, long as I just want to ask the questions. I'll say it again. I do not believe in the Perry Mason moment. I'm not coming up with questions designed to see if I'm going to get you. If I'm asking you questions and you got, that's because you're not prepared. Simple as that. That's because you got in your feelings. It ain't gonna be because of me. So I can see that, Danita, but I can see if it was an interview on this show. Okay, get it. But the NAACP forums, I think that the way that I project myself and conduct myself is, I'm a conduit for what they're trying to do. And they are nonpartisan. They're just trying to get the information out, which I respect. Trey writes, good morning, TGIF. Sister Iris writes, you have been a very fair moderator. Yeah, because I've heard people say you could have went harder here or there. And I'm like, yeah, I will on my show, but that's not why I'm here in that particular moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to do something different. It's about the community. It's not about me. It's about the community. It's about, can we get information out so people can make the best decision and nothing more. Sakina's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning to you, Sakina. Akeem writes, morning, what it do? Yo, R. Kelly released that hot tea, did he? Defund 3CDC. Is that right? Yeah, I did hear the latest on R. Kelly. Apparently, R. Kelly is saying that, well, I read this somewhere. I don't know if it's true or not, because some of these sources, they'll just come up with a headline to get you to click on it, right? And they can get you information and then keep a relationship with you, a digital relationship with you. But I read that apparently R. Kelly said that he knows that there are some other pedophiles and sex traffickers out there, like there might be celebrities, and he might start dropping names. So I don't know, man. The Washington Post has a very interesting article I read. Since I come well versed to talk about whatever, man. I can ride the wave of the conversation, but the Washington Post has a very interesting article I read yesterday titled, R. Kelly Hurt Black Women. Where were black men to support them? And I'll wait. Because this black man right here stopped effing with R. Kelly whenever that urination tape came out and have been very loud and vocal about it. I don't play. This is some things you don't play with. So the Washington Post, let me see this piece was written by oh shit, I just lost it. The piece was written by I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of that, Washington Post. Can't even get back to the article now to tell you who the piece was written by, but R. Kelly hurt black women. Where were black men to support them? We was here. It was black men that supported R. Kelly. The women that R. Kelly was victimized by from the very beginning. But it was a whole lot of women out there that didn't support black women. To be honest with you, I think it's real fashionable to put it on black men, but there was black women out there that didn't believe those black women. Hell, Cosby and R. Kelly. Hell, whenever a black woman comes forward, you got some black women to be like, well, why were you in his trailer? He's married, as if because you're alone with a married man, that means he can rape you. What the hell? But it's people with that mentality. They're just trying to bring him down because he was going to be on Space Jam's 2 album. That doesn't make any sense. That's utterly ridiculous. But some people believe that. So black men and women, some of them are guilty of not supporting the women that came forward. And I think as more information came out, more and more people started to say, there's something here. So it is what it is. But good morning to you. Akeem writes, yo, where is Ruben Patterson? Yeah, Ruben Patterson was a dope basketball player, man. He was the Kobe stopper. Remember that? Came from the University of Cincinnati, went to, I can't remember. I think he played for Portland for a while. Yeah, he played for the Blazers. He had a good career. Ruben Nathaniel Patterson. I love that middle name. Shout out to all the Nathaniels, all the Nathans, and all the Nates in the world. And again, he had a good game. 6'5", good game. He was at the University of Cincinnati, I think, near the end of my collegiate career, because I was at UC way longer than I need to be. I admit it. I was having fun. I was like, well, I want to leave here. This is great. But Ruben Patterson has been indicted in a health plan fraud scheme. I'm telling you, man, the feds ain't joking these days with this fraud. Ruben Patterson is among 18 former NBA players charged in a scheme to defraud a league that says an NBA league healthcare plan, and apparently they defrauded out apparently about $4 million. And apparently Ruben Patterson was arrested yesterday. Ain't that something, man? Damn. I read that Ruben Patterson made about $36 million. Now you got to cut that in half because Uncle Sam taking half. Right? So what's that? What's that? 18 million, 17 million, something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little piece of change you could put away and live off of that. I don't know. I hope the best for Ruben Patterson, but something tells me that if he was involved in a fraud like this, then perhaps the money is kind of drying up. And that's a damn shame, man. Ruben Patterson is about 46 years old and was recently arrested and charged with a scheme to defraud the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan. This plan provides medical coverage that supplements health insurance for current and former players as well as their families. And from what I've been reading about over the last 24 hours, like you have as well, apparently this got kicked up by a former University of Louisville player named Terrence Williams. And he cooked this up. And apparently there was all kinds of stuff, man. I read on one article that he tried to strong arm somebody into silence, and this person ended up going to the authorities, and then everything else came down like a house of cards. The name of the players is like it's like a who's who. It's a who's who. It's like some names on there. Sebastian Telfair out of New York, just as some others. It's some real-time players. And again, he played for a decade in the NBA, man. I would have loved to have played in the NBA for a decade and made about $36 million. Man, listen, I'd have been living like a monk the whole time. See, some of these dudes, they want to get the biggest house. I've learned to get by on very little. Keep your expenses low. When you keep your expenses low, then you can increase the kind of stuff and time that you want to do. You can maximize retirement. That's what it's all about, retirement. How are you going to retire when you get them 60s, them 70s, them 80s? You want to be working? You want some 30-year-old telling you what to do? I know I don't. I want to chill and do what I want to do. Damn, so it looks bad for Ruben Patterson. Again, you know me, man. I hate to see anybody go to jail, especially anybody that looks like us. That's a bad situation right there. But if you do the crime, you got to face the time. It is what it is. No tears for you, bro. I hope it's not true. Again, these are just allegations. Just because you're arrested didn't mean you do anything. So I got to say that. All right. Just because you're arrested. Now, before we go any deeper in the show, I want to remind you that early voting is taking place right now. You can early vote at the Hamilton County Board of Elections. All right. You don't have to wait. And since we're talking about voting, it's a great opportunity for me to play a couple of spots from local candidates that want your vote. Okay. So give them your ear and we'll be right back.
I'm Scotty Johnson, candidate for Cincinnati City Council. Unfortunately, injustice remains in the city of Cincinnati. A remedy for injustice is courageous, bold leadership. I plan on bringing that type of leadership to City Hall. It's time to stop talking about it and to start doing something about it. Disparities have been in Cincinnati far too long. I'm the candidate to address those disparities. Vote Scotty Johnson for Cincinnati City Council.
Paid for by friends of Scotty Johnson.
I'm former Mayor Dwight Tillery asking you to vote for my friend, Michelle Dillingham, who is a Democrat running for Cincinnati City Council. The black population in our city has declined, pushing black homeowners out, while speculators purchase their houses for pennies on the dollar. Black people are being foreclosed on because of rigged housing and economic systems.
Michelle Dillingham will fight for you. This is Victoria Strong. You know me, Sister V. City Council prefers investing in a soccer stadium and gentrifying our historic neighborhoods. Malcolm X said that if you don't own land, you're nothing but a squatter.
Come on, Michelle, talk to the people.
City Council is being sued for discriminatory tax abatement programs that unfairly enrich wealthy white neighborhoods. I know because I've been fighting for reform for years. Isn't it time to elect a candidate who will stand up for the people over special interests? Vote for me, Michelle Dillingham, Democrat for Cincinnati City Council.
Paid for by Dillingham for Council Committee.
Good morning, Choppers. I'm Scotty Johnson, candidate for Cincinnati City Council. Unfortunately, injustice remains in the city of Cincinnati. A remedy for injustice is courageous, bold leadership. I plan on bringing that type of leadership to City Hall. It's time to stop talking about it and to start doing something about it. Disparities have been in Cincinnati far too long. I'm the candidate to address those disparities. Vote Scotty Johnson for Cincinnati City Council.
Paid for by friends of Scotty Johnson.
Thought I met you at the wrong time. Then you caught me on that one night. Girl, I wanna know how this thing get out of my control. Zip line into your timeline. Hey, that body don't lie. I didn't care for the hype, yeah. But when I saw you tonight, ooh, girl, you know just what you're doing. I'll go 1,000 miles to show you that I'm right for your love. Hey, keep breaking necks when you passing them by. Make sure they know that you taking love in your vibe. Let's be forever tonight, and I will let you make up your mind. But I can't wait. Where you coming over? Let me be your chauffeur. Baby, I will keep on calling you love till you do the same. Let me take it over. Drive it like a chauffeur, like a chauffeur. Let me drive that. Yeah, I can't recall when you came through that door, yeah. Glowing like a headlight, independent all the way, got her bread right, yeah. Hard to ignore, sexy body make a jaw hit the floor. Won't you come over now? Just let me hold you down. Nothing else matching your type. Nothing else matching your type. Yeah. Oh, I feel the magic in the air. And when you give me a taste, I swear. When you give me a taste, let me take it over. Drive it like a chauffeur. might be a chauffeur. Baby, I will keep on calling you love till you do the same. Let me take it over. Drive it like a chauffeur, like a chauffeur. I'm right here for you. I'm right here for you. Know when you are around. Let 'em know that you mine.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Good morning. Remember, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. So see that little island right there? You can get there. But you see those folks in that boat right there? Is that a yacht? Shit, you got to make that destination, man. You got to make it happen. Good morning to you. Hope you're living your best life. Grand Risings, good morning. Let's get back into it. Now, when we started out the show, we started talking about, well, this is just my personal belief, but no clowns on city council. No clowns on city council. I didn't create this. I wish I had. This was created by somebody that was responding to Betsy Sunderman's post. Apparently, she had a press conference yesterday, and it didn't go too well. Talking about a press conference to defend the police. From whom? From who? Who you got to defend the police from? From who? Who is out here threatening the Cincinnati Police Department? Nobody. Let me tell you, what Betsy needs to understand is this. The biggest threat to the Cincinnati Police Department is the Cincinnati Police Department. It's the actions of the people that work there. That's the biggest threat to them. Nobody else in this city has any kind of influence or power that would threaten them, including the will of the people. Including the will of the people. Talking about defend the police. You need to be defending black women. We need to be having a press conference to defend women because I'm reading that domestic violence is up in the county and the city. So we need to be defending. We need to be defending black wealth. We need to be defending people from food insecurity. That's what we need to be defending people from. The defend the police. It's just BS. It's divisive. It's conjuring up us against them. And Cincinnati will never reach its apex. We're never going to create the kind of city that everybody wants. All the people I know is on some positive shit. All the people I rock with is on some positive-ish. So we're never going to get there with people like Betsy Sunderman in leadership. Now, she would only be one of 9, but I just don't want to see the cartoon show anymore. I'm tired of it. Okay, cool. Cool. Most def. We can definitely do that. Somebody sending me a message. Okay, cool. We can do that. Good morning to you. Don't forget, check out Straight Talk Live. Now, let me give you some of my plan. Well, let me hold off on. Let me go back to your chat this morning real quick. Who is calling me when I'm live on the air? Brother, no. Why would you call me? I'm live on the air. Come on, man. You got to be aware. Nathan is on the air every morning. You got me up until 9 a.m. this morning, which is about an hour earlier than we usually are here, but I got some things I got to take care of, and I've got to do them early this morning, okay? Got a couple deadlines, or at least one deadline. It's super important to me. If you want to share your thoughts, 513, yes, I can do that. 513, so give me a call when you're free. Yeah, I think that'll work. 513-873-7134. Jenny writes, who is the artist on this song? The artist on this song is, look at my soundboard here. The artist is Amaru, Amaroo, Amaru. Check it out for yourself. Clarence writes, me and the wifey was just watching a documentary on white supremacy last night on Amazon called White Savior. Really? Danita writes, defend the police is a dog whistle. We know exactly what it is, right? Exactly. A lot of smart, intelligent people in the chop shop. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Happy Friday. Sharp writes, TGIF, Nate and the Choppers. Ray writes, good risings all. All they're missing is the clown shoes, right? Somebody get Betsy Sunderman some clown shoes and a plastic flower that when you get close to it, it squirts water in your face. should be perfectly set up. Ray writes, these diabolical people are not afraid. They want to put people in place to maintain them being comfortable. Sister V's in the house. She writes, Hotep, beautiful people. Happy Friday to you all. Good to see you, Sister V. Most Def. Good to see everybody. Yeah, we know exactly what it is. It's certainly a dog whistle. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. YouTube has, so we talked about Bessie Sunderman. I'm going to hit a lot of different topics today because it's a Friday and that's just my style. So Friday, you know, I want to give you some humans that are worse than COVID as well. We'll talk about all that today within the next 50 minutes. But former UC player Rubinson Patterson indicted in a $4 million NBA health plan fraud scheme. I'll just caution people that you are innocent until proven guilty. Just because you've been accused of something, even arrested, don't mean that you did it. It don't mean that, especially for black folks. It does not mean that. So I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but it looks really, really bad. It looks really, really bad. And I'm like, damn, Rube, you made 37 mil. That means you took home about 18, something like that. Damn. Is it unreasonable for us to assume that, you know, after making $18 million a decade ago, that he might still have some of that money? I mean, don't people retire for far less than that? But of course, you got to live thrifty. You can't go to Whole Foods every day, right? Or whole check. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. I know. Damn. Not good. Not good. A public defender listed as representing Patterson did not immediately respond to requests for comment. I'm like, yo, a public defender? Damn. So I wish the best for the brother, man, and all those cats caught up with it. That's as many details as I have for you at this point. As I'm sure information comes in, it'll hit the media and we can talk about it. But I don't know. What I'm reading is only a few people showed up yesterday at the so-called Defend the Police press conference. And the people that did were very vocal. People interrupted her. They called Dan Hills a parasite. And they even had Andrew Kennedy, who is the Cincinnati Fraternal Order of Police president, was there. Really? And I'm just glad to see that people can see right through it. Talking about this election comes down to one important question. Will we have a mayor and a council that is for defending the police or defunding the police? Wrong, Betsy. That's not what this election is coming down to. I ain't about this election coming down. That's what you want people to think the election comes down to, because that benefits you. Because I'm funding the police. But as I've been breaking it down for you all morning long, right? Protesters called it a political stunt. At least one person said, quote, "This is nonsense, Betsy." He had a sign. These are my people. I love this. Thank you. I'm not alone. No clowns allowed. No clowns allowed. Bessie Sunderman talked about how most council candidates she contacted didn't respond to her invitation. Of course they didn't, because it's BS. Somebody named James Allen had a sign that read, "This is nonsense, Betsy." It's a waste of time. It's stupid. All true. Oh my God. Cincinnati's getting smarter. I love it. And look, these images are from the Cincinnati Enquirer, right? Shout out to them for being on the spot here. There was nobody there. There was nobody there. Nobody showed up. Oh my God, this is such a great. See, this says that Cincinnati is in a healthier position, because many years ago, something like this would have got a whole lot of press, and it just made her look real stupid, real dumb. And I'm glad, quite honestly. Because I'll say it again, it ain't personal, sis. I'm sure personally, Bessie Sunderman is a hell of a person. Everybody's good on a personal level. Most people anyway. But in terms of what I'm seeing, we can do better. We can do better. That's all I'm saying. We can do better. In my humble opinion, we can do a lot better. That's great. I'll say it again. Anybody running around here talking about defending the police, from who? Who are you defending the police from? And again, my argument is, and I've said it 3 or 4 times again, I'll say it one more time so people know where it's coming from. The biggest threat to the Cincinnati Police Department is the Cincinnati Police Department. right? The reason why we have federal oversight and all that kind of stuff is because good people work very, very hard in response to the actions of the Cincinnati Police Department. And then you want to complain and drag your feet when protocols get put in place. Oversight is put in place. I'll say it again. Somebody should tell Bessie Sunderman. The biggest threat to the Cincinnati Police Department is the Cincinnati Police Department. Nobody else. Nobody got no kind of power in this city. Who got that kind of sway? How sway? Who's got that kind of sway in this city? No one. Nobody. But let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hold on one second, man. I don't think I got you plugged in to the masses. Can you say it again?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, man. Hey, hold on. Let me take a sip of my green tea. Raise the mug up, Nate. Take a sip, man. Let me say this. And actually, I think I got to apologize because I thought I said it on your show, Nate, but I actually brought this up. Maybe it was earlier this week because I talked to you Saturday because she actually called Mike Allen's show on Saturday with this foolishness. And what I found amazing is that even Mike Allen, he called it a maneuver, what she's trying to do. And what's so crazy, Nate, is that she thought of this, but it's not about per se defunding the police, Nate. She said that she's doing this press conference because of the new people that are possibly coming in on city council and what they might hypothetically do in the future. I mean, it wasn't anything specific. I mean, she brought up like some, off the wall stuff. And I'm kind of like, well, what the hell is that? And then Mike said, well, I see what you're doing, Betsy. It's a great maneuver. And that's exactly what it was, a maneuver. And then she tried to say, well, I invited David Mann and Abtab Pureval to the news conference, and neither one has responded. And then Mike goes, well, Abtab he's kind of defund the police, but he's really not. He really hasn't said defund the police. Then Betsy goes, well, when he filled out his FOP union survey, he said he wanted to look at the police budget. Ergo, that means he wants to defund the police. She actually said that. Like you mentioned before, I believe the police probably has the largest percentage of the city budget. And we're talking millions of dollars there. And, and again, that would be like you running for city council, Nate, and say, you know what, I want to take a deep dive into the city budget. Oh, Nate, you're for defunding the city council.
Right. Great point.
That's exactly how she tried to say it. And of course, I was going to say exactly that, and Mike wouldn't take my call because I was going to be all over. And then what preceded that was when she called in talking about this petition and that one word between household and family. And what I also find ironic is that she talked about the new people coming on council and all the federal money that's out there and how the Cincinnati school board is dysfunctional because they brought up Cincinnati Metro, showing no caring, no concern, no empathy, no sympathy for the children and those that, had to adjust to an announcement made 3 freaking weeks before the school starts. But then she goes on to say, well, how hard can it be if the federal government is giving you $300 million to just put those assets towards public transportation or public transportation for Cincinnati City schools? How hard can it be? And I'm sitting here thinking, lady, you're the same lady that's calling into a show because you can't get one damn word right on a petition. How hard can it be between household and family? And then she tries to blame Greg Landsman and who's his assistant, Brandon Call or somebody like his assistant. She tried to blame him. Then she goes, well, Greg, he I'm not saying that he did this, but it did go through his office. One of those things, wink, wink. So now it's turned into like a QAnon conspiracy at City Hall, Nate. Yeah, that's why I call her Betsy Huckabee Sunderman. And I think it should stick. Like Campaign Karen, Betsy Huckabee. You can see the ish from a mile away. And again, Nate, this goes right back to your boy with the albino wigs. He's going to be the Joe Manchin of Cincinnati, apparently, but even further to the right of Joe Manchin. And they riding with this guy and then your boy. And I don't know if you got a chance to check the tape. you know, Caitlyn Jenner, he's dancing right along with him. You know, well, I'm a independent conservative. I'm like, dude, why don't you just come out and say, okay, I'm Tim Scott, and just get it over with. Just get it over with. But man, I just wanted to get that off. Yeah, I thought I had talked about it because, you know, she threw this stuff out there, and I was like, I'm hoping that A, she gets people, the protesters show up, and that B, none of the upcoming candidates show up at this event. Because, you know, it's like, you know, getting a text message from Katrina Pearson. Don't answer. Scam likely. That's going to be her name, Scam likely. Scam likely Sunderman. That's all it is. She's trying to be, you know,
likely.
Scam likely. That's her. She's trying to be the Marjorie Taylor Greene of Cincinnati. You know, she's playing her West Side Becky role. We all know this. It's been the same way since, hell, our inception in this damn city. West Side, East Side. You got to deal with the people out in the county. Thankfully, we got a Democratic Hamilton County Commissioner's office, and we got at least one sister willing to tell all the tea. And I appreciate Lisa Reese for all that, because we needed to know. But yeah, Nate, I just wanted to get that off, man. Happy Friday to the Choppers. And I heard Lil Nas Drip X yesterday. Yeah, I called out you and your little whack-ass friend with his little whack-ass show. Nate, this brother had the nerve to try to he blocked me because, you know what, Nate? His own family members in his crowd were turning against him because they saw the buster in him. They saw the pre-pastor. Oh, yeah, he's a buster. A Black Russia, Lawrence, Black Iowa, you know, Pink Coverdale, whatever the hell his name is, he runs right to him. So, you know, they got that Herman Cain stuff to him. You can see it from a mile away. Oh yeah. Herman Cain, and you know, his boy tried to act like he also did. He freaking Tim Scott and the ascot. That's all it is. And I'm calling it out. Tim Scott and the ascot. In Lawrence or Black Iowa, yeah, you know, they still talking about PG. Lord have mercy. PG is like he rents room in their head, apparently.
They still talking about PG? Damn.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, Nate, I called him out. I used to test him. You know, like, okay. I felt a little drippish right there. Then I would test him again. I was like, okay, you kind of got, you know, you might be one of those dudes wearing a black for Trump, sitting right behind the podium type. Oh yeah, Nate. I you know, that TSA tingle hit right away. I was like, okay, that's what we dealing with. Then when Lawrence or T. Greg or Black Russia or whatever the, you know, Blue Uzbekistan, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, then he started calling in. And then Drop was getting his exclusive, you know, Fox News, Breitbart, Jesse Lee Peterson exclusive. Then I was like, okay, my intuition was correct. So, yeah, man, you know me, Nate. Can't stop, won't stop, man. But in the end, hopefully in the end, they getting what I'm spitting. You know how it is. Eddie peace. Enjoy the weekend, bro.
Eddie peace. Appreciate you. Damn. Missed all of that. They still talking about PG? It's like, damn, y'all ain't got nothing else to talk about? Old habits die hard, right? That's what it is. Old habits die hard. Some people get caught in the dumb ish. They can't let it go. But that's why I'm here, to separate the real from the fake and give you a strong perspective that you can bounce your thoughts over. Again, I ain't trying to make anybody think the way I think. Think the way you think. I'm just here to give you a strong opinion. Use it, don't use it, completely up to you. Good morning to you. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection. The one and only Drop Squad 52. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I just heard that last call. What is wrong with that man? Somebody get that man a 2-piece and some new pokes, because he sounds like he's stressed out. Why is he on your show, Mr. Ivy?
You sound different, Dropper. You sound different. Are you on a phone receiver, or are you trying to like check your equipment again?
No. I'm on my phone. What's wrong? You can't. It sounds like how bad does it sound?
It just sounds like you are on a speaker or something like that. You sure you're on your phone?
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm on my phone. Maybe it's my headset. Maybe maybe that's it. If you want, I can call you back because I don't want to mess up your show with a bad call.
No, it's not messing up the show. You just don't sound as good as you normally do. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's time for me to get a new headset, but I want to be heard loud and clear.
Do you normally call in on a headset?
Because, yeah, but again, the headset is, you know how at the tip, sometimes it shorts out a little bit.
At the tip, it shorts
Maybe
out?
That's what it is.
I don't know nothing about that, brother.
Well, huh?
I said, no, I don't know nothing about the tip shorting out.
See, there you go.
I don't have those problems.
but Mr. Ivy, you know how I try to make sure all my calls are superlative, and I do think it's time for me to upgrade my headset. But I am not going to take up too much of your time. But I had to call in after listening to Glenn from Mason. I've been listening since 5 o'clock, so I guess I only missed the first half hour. Because I thought the man was going to continue talking about local politics, and like he's been doing the past 7 months or so, not mention a word about his fabulous president, Joe Biden, the one he encouraged all the listeners of the Nathan Ivey Show that they must vote for. Overlook all of Joe Biden's record in politics. Overlook his 8 years with the first black president, how he didn't do shit. Overlook everything and vote for Joe Biden because anything's better than a scary orange man. Well, look at America right now. And for people to come in here and challenge the fact that I said, Mr. Ivey, more people have died of COVID-19 the past 9 months than they did in 2020.
Is that true?
It's all over the media, Mr. Ivey.
Really?
It's not disputable. It's all over the media. Just Google it. It's all over media. So again, things are not better under Joe Biden. His foreign policy is a mess. China out in the South China Sea, Mr. Ivey, they're flying sorties over Taiwan. And Joe Biden hasn't said a freaking word. And the vice president, who knows where she at? Is she really a vice president, Mr. Ivey? Or I don't see her nowhere. I don't see her holding any events. She ain't on nobody's podcast. She ain't doing nothing out here to support her president and her party.
She does
so
interviews all the
again,
time.
Mr. Ivey.
She was just on The View.
What? Are you serious?
She was just
not
on The View last week. What are you talking about?
No, she wasn't. They basically canceled her in-studio appearance because two of the guests who had been vaccinated tested positive for COVID. So they had to move her to the back room, and the whole show was screwed up.
Yeah, but she was still on the show, though.
Another super spreader event in the presence of the vice president. It first started with them dumbass Texas Democrats who flew their ass to Washington to try to raise some campaign money, and they became super spreaders, and they had to put the vice president in quarantine. So again, Mr. Ivey, Glenn from Mason can get on your show, and he just can't help it. He knows he's a failure as a podcaster. He knows it. And he still has the audacity to get on the show and act like he the man. He ain't nothing but a buster from Warren County, Ohio, who all he does is sit around all day and smoke Newports and listen to talk radio. The man has a job and a family. Get your life together, Glenn, and stop worrying about other people who put your ass in check because you ain't nothing but a buster. I wish I was in Cincinnati.
You know what I think?
I wish I was in Cincinnati.
Can I be honest with you? Because you're my brother. I think that you spending all this time on Glenn so you don't have to deal with Danita. That's what I think.
Man, if Glenn wasn't such a little bitch, Danita wouldn't have to come on and fill his spot.
That's not necessary,
That's
brother.
why
We all bros.
I gotta give a shout out to my strong black female Danita and the other strong black lady Chopper, because you got some men out here who claim to be men, but they run like little biatches when it comes to confronting other men about their weak ass point of view and their weak ass take. So I give plenty of shout out to
calling the
Danita.
kettle black. That's
to Don
exactly what
Nita
you're doing
to
with
have to
Danita
come
right
and
now,
fill
though, bro.
in for the number one overseer.
I got to
No.
jump in here and keep it real. That's exactly what some would say you're doing with Danita right now. You're running from her right now, but you're talking about Glenn. You're running from her.
No. I don't care. You could try to set up some type of rivalry with me and Danita.
I'm not trying to set anything up, man. That's
yeah, you are.
What it is.
Yeah, you are, Mr. Talk Show host. Yes, you are. Me and Danita started off great. I love it because you know my motto,
Then why
Mr. I
are you
trust
running
verify
from her?
everything.
Why are you running from her?
I don't have to run. Why would I run from her?
I don't know why.
I don't have to run from her. She don't have to run from me. I laid out the ground rules. I made it her choice. She decided not to appear on the Black Not Democrat podcast. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
but
ready
you
to
came
move
up
on.
with some ridiculous circumstances. Talking about you want to
No,
be able to.
that's
you. Hold on.
You keep
How
saying
is that
that
fair, Drop?
You can
How
say
is it
all
fair
you want.
that you want to have a debate with somebody on the issues, but then you want to have editorial control to cut out what you want to cut out based upon what you think? How is that fair?
Because first of all, that's not true.
That is
if
true.
That's your opinion, that's your opinion. But it ain't facts. That is a freaking lie.
Are you telling me that you didn't tell
you
Danita
made that up?
That you wanted to be
No,
able
I didn't
you didn't
come
want to
up-
do the
no,
live stream
no,
because you want to be able to edit it. Because that's
no.
what you told me.
No, I did not. I did not say that. All I told her was my show is not a live stream. I told her. That's why I told her, listen to the Senator Ronald Lackey episode. He will verify that I did not cut out anything. So you can continue to do what you do, Mr. Ivy, because you are good at what you do. You are a talk show host. You are the provocateur. I get it. But what's going on between me and Danita is only because of punk-ass Glenn from Mason, Glenn William Washington, that fake-ass podcaster. Yes, that is the only reason Danita stepped up, because punk-ass Glenn runs from everybody, including, shout out to the All Middle and all their affiliates. We've been calling out Glenn punk-ass for 4 years now.
Oh, now
to get him to debate somebody, Mr. Ivy, Mr. Ivy, you only been on YouTube for a year or so. But back in the Spreaker days, Mr. Ivy, you know what it was like. And the only reason, again, I give shout outs to strong Black women and the Lady Choppers, because Glenn from Mason, his little punk ass put his tail between his legs and ran to the nearest Popeyes and the liquor store, picked up some beer, some wine, and some Newports, because he can't face real men. He runs from real men. Like his punk ass blocked me, then he unblocks me. He's a little biatch. And don't worry, because today on Wyatt Live, your ass is going to get it, Glenn. You're going to get it, and I know you're going to be listening, because you a little punk, you a little buster. Yeah, I said it. And in this case, Mr. Evans, let that punk call back and double dip, because he ain't shit. Just for 52. It's Friday. Yeah, it's really Friday today. I ain't got no job. Wait till I get my new headset. Be safe in them streets, Chop.
Thank you for the call. That brother, man. It's so disrespectful. Glenn don't even have to respond. Glenn is a talk radio OG, man. He is about all that smoke. I've heard it my own self. He's been doing it for years and years. Ain't nobody scared of you. And it is what it is, man. Oh my God. I'm not gonna ask those questions anymore. I'm gonna leave it alone. It is what it is. Pamela writes, Lord, this man is a damn liar. Victor writes, Glenn Williams, Washington, if you are listening, you got to call in and respond to that clown. Glenn doesn't have to respond. He already got it in. It's all good. Pamela writes, Danita stepped up to call you out on your lies. Damn, I wish I could call in. She is her own woman. She can handle her own. Drop is scared. Scared in his boots. Scared in his boots. LOL. Y'all wrong. Jesse writes, drop ass drunk with a busted Bluetooth. Drunk with a busted Bluetooth is not a good thing. Sister Iris writes, self-hate is a real illness. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jericho writes, wait until I get my new headset. He did. He did say that. Oh, man. Oh my God. Somebody writes, what's really going on? Tanika, I don't even know. I won't ask those questions no more. I heard enough. Charles writes, Drop is scared to death of Danita. You see it too, don't you, Charles? Scared to death. And that's why I keep pressing that button, because it's hilarious to him. He is scared in his boots. Oh man. Let me see. TNT writes, he's trying to call alt middle to help radio jump Glenn, but he didn't alt middle drop. But didn't alt middle drop? Yes, they did. They didn't even drop him. They never even accepted him from the beginning. But like somebody said yesterday, man, sometimes, you know, you want to sit with the cool kids at the lunch table. And I think that's what's happening with Drop. That's so funny. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Good morning to you. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Where are we here? Okay. Getting the call. Let's take it. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan Ivy. This is Donita. How are you?
I'm doing well, Donita. Welcome.
Once again, I got to call in and do my due diligence and check Drop on some facts. So I hope he's listening. If we all remember, when I first started calling into the show, Drop is the one who linked me with Glenn. Because every time Drop would say something wrong in the chat, I would put in the truth. Then one day I totally just had it and I called in. And if you remember, like every single point that he had, I had written it down and gave the true facts for everything that he said. So Glenn didn't need me to protect him because Glenn speaks the truth. But Drop is the one who kept connecting me with Glenn because he wanted to deflect. And if you look about what he just did, he pulled a perfect Trump, Nate. This is what he did. Everything you said, he circled back to Glenn. Ain't that what Trump used to do with Obama? You ask Trump any question, but Obama, hey, Trump, what's going on with the trade agreement with China? Well, you know what Obama did. Hey, Trump, what's going on with the economy? Well, you know what Obama did. Hey, Trump, what's going on with anything in this country? Well, you know what Obama. And so that's exactly what he just did. Every question you asked, he tried to go back to Glenn. And then he tried to gaslight by calling the man a bitch. Come on now. We all know that you don't do that to a man. That's just ridiculous. So Drop, get out of your feelings, quit being silly, and let's get this done. I love political debates, and it sounds like you do too, Drop. So let's just go ahead and have a live political debate. Again, if he right now, he's going to be the debater. So Drop, you can't be the debater, the moderator, the editor, the producer. You can't wear all of them hats. You got to give it up. So Drop, either you're going to, let's admit it, I don't want to debate Donita because I don't have facts to prove anything that I say, or I'm just going to keep running, and every time somebody says something, I'm going to point it to Glenn. I think Drop's got to make a choice of which way he's going to go here.
I agree. I'm going to keep calling him out because I think it's hilarious that he's running from you.
It is. I mean, that was totally a Trumpism. I mean, I was just sitting here listening, and I was cracking up. Like, but Glenn. It's like, it was like listening to Trump for, 4 years, because that's totally what he did with Obama. You ask him any question, he never answered. It was all about Obama. Because it was a deflection. Come on, Drop. That's not a good look on you. It's really not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, you're better than that, Drop. You better than that. Come on. So again, Drop, you can't be the producer, the editor. You got to be the debater. So I'm calling you out again, Drop. Come on. Let me know when you come. And I'm going to call him out every day. Every single day, Nate. I'm going to call him out.
All right, Danita. Thank you for the call.
All right. Have a great weekend, Chopper.
You too. Yeah, have a great weekend. Have an excellent weekend. Something I want to show you, man, in terms of having a good weekend. I want to help you remain unbothered. I seen a meme. It's actually on my matter of fact, I'll just go to my Instagram. Are you on Instagram? I'm on Instagram, Nathan IBTV. Find me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, Nathan IBTV. You can find me there. Ridiculous. So I found this meme and I posted it. And I thought it was so apropos, man. This is like a little bit of wisdom for everybody. Can you see this? Get closer. When you have mastered the is what it is attitude, that's what happens. You see that? See, you know what that means? That's like the human heart. And it's a process of encasing it or protecting it, what appears to be like diamond, right? So what's the point of this? Okay, catch up. When you've mastered the is what it is attitude, then you can bulletproof your feelings. Mastering the is what it is attitude, you can bulletproof your feelings. You know what I'm saying? When you can accept life for what it is and you confident in who you are and what you got going on or whatever, things that life throw at you, things that other people in your life might do, they just don't hit the target. You know what I'm saying? How many people out there believe they have mastered the is what it is attitude? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's wisdom. At some point, you get to a point in your life where you realize you can't control everything and you just roll with the punches. Sister V writes, drop blaming everybody but himself. Deborah Nesbitt writes, good morning, choppers. They are not even cool kids at the lunch table, Nate. Drop went and sat with the IEP kids in the back corner. What? So you wrong for that. Don't bring in the IEP kids. That's wrong. That's wrong. Yo writes, this is a bad woman. Billy writes, my wife is fire. Yeah. Let's get up to Danita. She ain't gonna let it go either. She called out dropped very eloquently. Very eloquently. Nat writes, emotional intelligence. Victor writes, Nate, have you checked out that new Dave Chappelle comedy special on Netflix? Well, here are my Netflix habits. I typically watch Netflix when I'm falling asleep at night. So that's like my fall asleep to sort of like media, whatever, when I do it. So last night I tapped into it and I was watching it and I saw the opening and then I woke up this morning. So to answer your question, no, I haven't. I know people have been discussing it. He talked about Boosie and he talked about some different people. Dave Shell is funny as hell. So I'll check it out. I may even check it out over the weekend. We'll see how the weekend shakes out. Most def, but I haven't seen it all yet. Is it good? Rachel writes, I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm excited. I might watch it with the wifey over the weekend. TNT writes, the older I get, the more I don't give a damn. Giving a damn and it is what it is are on the same family tree, but they're different. They're different. It is what it is, accepting what life sends your way and being able to just be like water with it. You know, it just, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because at some point in life, you realize you don't have no control. You don't have a control. You only got control over what you think and what you do. Other than that, you have no control over it. So mastering the is what it is a very mentality, is a very crucial step. Oh, shit. Okay. Is a very crucial step. This is hilarious. Let me show this to you. Somebody look at this. Somebody sent this to me. You gotta check this out. This is hilarious. This is Bessie Sunderman at her little thing yesterday that nobody showed up to. Look at that. Wonder Woman. Sure you are, Betsy. Defender of the police that are not under attack by anybody. Okay, we got you. Sit your ass down, Bessie Sunderman. Yeah, are you planning on voting on Bessie Sunderman? I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me. I know it's a personal decision and all that kind of shit, but I'm just curious. I'm just very, very curious. You tell me at 513-873-7134. T writes, I support Dave Chappelle 100%. Kendall writes, very good. Danita versus Drop. Victor writes, hella good. I watched it twice. Dave is the GOAT of comedians. Is he? Is he? Okay. He's on my list right now. He way funnier than Kevin Hart. It ain't even. When it comes to stand-up, when it comes to movies, Kevin Hart is better. Or maybe he's just had more opportunities. When it comes to stand-up, Dave Chappelle is that dude right now. I'm not saying that Kevin Hart is horrible, but if I could go see one, if they were both in town the same night, I'm going to see Dave Chappelle every day of the week. Every day of the week, I'm going to see Dave Chappelle over Kevin Hart. That's just me. What about you? At 513-873-7134. If you'd like to share your thoughts, I'd love to hear them. What's up, Ray? Good morning to you. What in the entire hell is Friday? What's up, J. Ron? What's up with you, man? He's on Spreaker. So just so you know, you got a lot of different ways you can check out the show. In terms of watching the show, watch us on Facebook and on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. And Facebook now works the same way as YouTube. You can go to go to CDM's page, that's Send Digital Media, and you can subscribe. Just hit the notification bell. You know, even if you're not following that page, you can subscribe to just the video feed. And so whenever a live video goes or a video goes live, boom, you'll get a push notification straight to this right here, to your phone. Boom. You can do the same thing with the Spreaker Network, which is an audio-only network. And you can do the same thing with the TuneIn Network. Now, what I like about TuneIn, 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 is that the TuneIn Network is free. You can download the app for free, and it streams live audio. So you can literally, just like on Spreaker, stream the live audio, and everybody's on there. So you can watch or you can listen to your favorite talk show host or sports show, whatever you're into. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. How's it going today?
Doing well, Brother Fame.
It's absolutely wonderful to hear. Shout out to Donita. You know, I'll see her and her family this weekend, Sunday evening. But I like to point out something that she said that I found remarkable.
Really? What's that?
She said that, when Drop used that certain word toward Glenn, comedic moment of her thing, she said men don't say that to each other.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. But remember, for 94 days straight, my genitals was threatened. And I told y'all, men don't threaten each other's genitals.
Here you go. You still
Wait a minute, did I not say that? Now it's an issue. When I try to bring up that I tried to correct y'all for a whole damn season.
Oh, dear Lord. You back on this shit?
What you mean back on it? I'm just saying that, Donita was in position to be inducted into the alt middle, but then her takes literally went way left. And it was just like, never mind. But no, we still got love. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that she brought up something that I was trying to tell y'all months ago. Years ago. That was a couple years ago. Like I said, it was a whole damn season. So when I see her, I'm gonna try to finalize the meeting details, the debate details, whatever it is. I'm gonna try and finalize it. I'm gonna ref it.
You gonna ref it?
I'm gonna moderate it for you, because I don't think you'll be fair to Drop.
You don't think I'll be fair to Drop?
Absolutely not.
What makes you say that?
Absolutely.
I've been fair to Drop all this time. I'm fair to Drop every time he calls into the show. So now all of a sudden I can't be fair.
In a debate form, I don't think you will be. No. We can't trust you.
Based upon what?
Your track record of hating opposing views. You let Drop get his funk off because you know the crowd going to attack him. In a debate form, I don't think you'll let him get his funk off. That's all I'm saying, bro. I mean, you got to take it personal. I'm just saying. Damn.
I'm not taking it personal.
I mean, I can hear you. I can hear your nose flaring up right now when you breathe it. You mad as hell, but it's okay.
Up. I do that when I hear bullish.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Hey, speaking of bullish, isn't it, now that the gay community or whoever these people that said these black people after Dave Chappelle, isn't that case in point? That's what he was saying in the damn thing about the baby. Nobody cared that baby. When he killed a dude inside of a Walmart, whether it's self-defense or not, he killed a dude in Walmart. Nobody cared. It enhanced his career to a certain extent. Makes a few comments about disagreeing with gay people. Now he's the worst N-word on earth.
I don't think I like that comparison.
And they want him canceled.
Is that what he said? Is that what Dave Chappelle said? Is that the point he was making?
No, he basically brought up the fact that nobody cared when he killed a black man, but he hurts it. I think his actual quote was he hurts gay people's feelings, and they want him canceled.
That's a stretch, though.
I'm like, well, damn, huh?
That's a stretch, though.
What's a stretch?
I mean, that comparison, it's not a neat comparison. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you got more insight than I do, so maybe I'll get educated here. But from what I can remember, the baby was in a department store. I think it was in Walmart, right? And somebody pressed up on him and tried to do great bodily harm to him, and he was forced to defend himself. How does that in any way compare to him making disparaging remarks, disparaging, clueless, lack of understanding and education remarks about gay people? Where's the connection between those two? Why would the black community say anything about somebody exercising self-defense?
But that's who's going after him, a black group. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
a black group's going after him.
I don't think that his comparison of those two don't make sense.
I think it makes very much good sense.
How so?
Like you said, nobody cares, about the life of a black man, whether it's in self-defense or not, nobody cares. But yet, you hurt a gay person's feelings by by basically saying you ain't down with the behavior or whatnot, and
I think that's disrespectful.
He's getting canceled off. He's getting canceled off shows, the Lollapalooza or whatever he's supposed to be on, South by Southwest.
Yeah.
He's losing money over hurting gay people's feelings. But he kills a black man, he gains money.
Dave is wrong for making that comparison. That's a bad comparison,
I don't think he is.
And it's disrespectful to the person who lost their life because one has nothing to do with the other. I mean, number one is not true. Number one is not true, Fame, because there was a lot of people that had a lot of question marks about what happened to the baby and his past. I saw it on all kind of YouTube shorts and videos where people were diving deep into it. But then secondly, there was no reason for the black community to be outraged or anybody else. It was self-defense. There's nothing to say. It's not about whether you care about the life of a black man. That's a side. You're just muddying the waters with that. So I don't that's not a good comparison to me, but okay. Sound like you running with it.
Absolutely incredulous to hear you be upset at such a social satire.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yes, the hell you are. You going off.
No, I'm not going off. I'm going in. I'm drilling down to try to make some sense out of it, as I do all the time. It just doesn't make any sense. He's like saying, well, the community didn't say nothing about the baby when he legally and lawfully defended himself. What was there to say? There's nothing to say.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, like I said, to me, it was poignant social satire. Yeah. Apparently, it's upsetting to you.
But to me, you just can't say black man and I automatically lose common sense. I still got to think my way through things. And this don't make any sense.
We all do, and we know you don't like black men. You've proven that over time and time again on this podcast.
Please stop. It doesn't make any sense. But again, I still think that the gay community, I mean, I can't say they overreacted because that's their reaction. That's their reaction. It is what it is.
And that's the point of the joke. The gay community overreacts.
Yeah, but are you gay?
There's no but. Stop, please.
Are you gay?
There's no but.
Are you gay,
there's no but, sir?
Are you gay?
Am I gay?
Yes.
No. Hell no.
Okay, so you can't tell gay people how to react. Just like non-black people can't tell you how to react. You can't speak for gay people. You're not gay. You can't tell them how upset they could be. Just like you can't tell black people how upset to be.
Again, it's satire, social satire.
It still got to make sense, though. It still got. It can be social. It still got to make sense. That doesn't make any sense.
I understand being a staunch liberal like you are.
It has to do with liberal, man. I'm a common sense.
There is no level. There are no levels to the minority, as the liberal community likes to think. But the black community, the realistic community, realize we're still at the bottom of the totem pole of the minority.
That's irrelevant to our conversation. What's your point?
I think it's very pertinent because it ties into the social satire that the gentleman was making. Gosh darn.
Yeah, but if you're going to do social satire and he's good at it, it's still got to make sense. It's got to be logical. That comparison doesn't make any sense. There was no reason. There's no reason for the black community or anybody else to react when a private citizen is forced to use deadly force to defend themselves. There's nothing to say. So,
in the immortal words of Cincinnati's best ever talk show caller, brother, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Heavyweight title fight this weekend. Wilder, Fury 3.
Oh, God.
Take Wilder by stoppage. Wilder by stoppage. It's plus 300. Finally going to beat this guy. because Fury's back on the cocaine and doing wild stuff. He hasn't been training. He looks bloated. But when they fight the fourth time, I'm sorry?
I said boxing needs Floyd Mayweather back. Because it's going downhill. I don't want to see Tyson Fury for the third time. That shit sounds boring as hell to me.
I mean, you can say, then what you're basically saying is you're reticent to the fact that Wilder can't beat him.
No, I'm just saying that I don't want to see the same two people fighting over and over and over again. That's boring.
I mean, I just want to see good action. I don't give a damn who it is.
I'm just saying, damn, we need Floyd back, man. Because now we old ass Manny Pacquiao who just retired and Jake Paul.
If you're okay watching, 44-year-olds fight, guys damn near 50 boxing, I mean that's on you. I just want to see the two best athletes in their primes going at it.
Okay. Over and over again like this, I guess. Okay. I like to see somebody new.
I mean, because who's the third heavyweight that can step into in the mix?
That's a good question.
All right, then. So, but that's all I got, brother. It's been real. I had fun. I just want to shout out to Donita for pointing out something I have been trying to point out to y'all for years.
No, there's no comparison there either.
Okay, it's been real, Nathan. I had fun. Maybe we'll catch up Monday. If not, be well.
Yep. Oh, that's a good howl right there. We'll go ahead and wrap it. Yeah, is that what the point that Dave Chappelle was making on that show? I think I read something about that, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, ain't nobody said that when the brother killed another brother. That's not really what happened with the baby. What happened was he tried to tell dude to leave him the F alone. Dude ran up on him, and he had to do what he had to do. He had to lay him down. What is there for anybody to say? It's unfortunate. Wish it didn't happen. Leave people the F alone. I mean, the race ain't got nothing to do with it. So that's the point where he was mad. Again, I haven't seen Closer, but that sounds true to me in terms of some of the headlines that I've read that he made that point. And people are going after Dave Chappelle. They're saying that the Closer should be taken off of streaming sources. Glad has a tweet. They tweeted this back on October the 6th, which is 2 days ago. Dave Chappelle's brand has become synonymous with ridiculing trans people and other marginalized communities. Negative reviews and viewers loudly condemning his latest special is a message to the industry that audience don't support platforming anti-LGBTQ diatribes. We agree. It's a slippery slope here. It really is, because on some levels I understand, and on some levels I think it's satire, and all groups are open to be the focus of a satirist. However, we do know that it is an issue where a lot of trans women and trans people have been victims of violence. And so it's a slippery slope, and it's a fine line between where social satire stays here and it becomes a part of a culture where you dehumanize trans people, right? To the point where some sicko or somebody out there decides, I want to start doing things and be violent and take it to another level. So it's a slippery slope. Same thing with black folks. It's a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's what Dave Chappelle's intent is. I think his intent is for laughs and social satire and things like that. I do think there's a line. I think that people like GLAAD and the National Black Justice Coalition, that's a civil rights advocacy group that serves the LGBTQ community. They're urging Netflix to remove the special from its catalog. I don't have a problem with the National Black Coalition or Black Justice Coalition or anybody else. I don't have a problem with GLAAD. Okay. The problem is not with them. If you're a black person and you're like, well, damn, where's LGBTQ? They always out here, stumping for their people and what they represent. The issue is not them. The issue is we got to start, or you should start your own organization that promote what you want people to promote. And what's stopping you from starting the National Black whatever coalition, but then you gonna stump for black folks? Just do it. You can do whatever you want to do in America if you get enough money and people behind you. So, there's forces out there that I might not 100% agree with everything they do, but hey, that's America. That's a decision for Netflix. I haven't seen it, so I really can't tell you if he gets anti-LGBTQ. But I have heard people telling jokes before, and then it's just a joke. But again, it's easy for me to say, because you're not talking about me. I'm not LGBTQ. So I'm not going to feel it the same way LGBTQ people were. Same thing with black folks. You know, somebody might be shooting some ish at black folks, or there might be some memes or something like that. And as a black man, I'm all in my feelings about it. And non-black people like, it's just a joke. So, you know, I just kind of look at it that way. I haven't seen it yet, but let me go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, dear brother. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sister Iris. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much. Just to have a quick update and then request from you and the choppers. But I just want to underscore what you just said and then give it some exclamations, because it's all about organizing and fighting for what you believe in. And when you organize and the power is within the people, you can move things. And it's certainly, I'm very clear about how we could do it. But that's another topic for another show, and maybe not so public. But I did want to give just a quick update on the Citizens Complaint Authority, dear brother. You know, I've been upset with the administration, city administration, currently, as it relates to the allocation of the $400,000, so that the Citizens Complaint Authority has the opportunity to hire additional investigators to get to one, address the backlog and do it within the way that the current cases are in compliance, meaning that they can be reviewed, folk can be interviewed, all evidence or information can be collected within that 90-day time frame, and a decision rendered upon what they find. And why is that important, Nate? Why does Iris continuously say this? And why was this written as a provision inside of the Administrative Code 28, which codified, meaning which put into law the Citizens Complaint Authority, which came out of the collaborative agreement, which has a class attached to it that says all African Americans and or Black people who are perceived as such. And I wanted to connect those dots in short points for us so we understand, overstand, digest, and then regurgitate why this agreement is as important as it is even in this current day. And so the money has been allocated. It is sitting somewhere, but the processes inside of bureaucracy, there are triggers that have to be pulled in order for a department head to actually attach the money to a position. Are you with me? You with me, Nate? Because I want you all to follow me.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. And so the authority has not given the executive director right now, currently, as we speak, the authority, or they have not pulled the triggers to give him the authority to go ahead and hire these investigators, which takes time. Nothing happens quickly, right? And you want to get the best people for the job. And so I had to go and have a conversation with the mayor about it, because this is important. And the reason that it's very important to me and should be important to us is because we all have agreed to this process. This process of the Citizens Complaint Authority is supposed to be the independent agency that gives us the opportunity to look at repeat offenders, meaning police officers who repeatedly violate citizens' rights or who are repeatedly complained upon, right? It gives us an opportunity to see citizens who repeatedly complain against police and or make favorable comments, because you can do that too. But it also gives us the ability to see globally what policies, procedures, disciplines, and guidelines need to be enacted so that employees who work inside of the police department can be held accountable. That is extremely important. Mr. Ivy, you know, there was discussion on your show about me and City Council, you know, just really frustrated with City Council, because to me, they were dragging their feet. Mr. Davis, the current executive director of the Citizens Complaint Authority, gave a very clear presentation to them, came on this show to you, came on Policing in the Pandemic several times to any other community members, and any other concerned taxpayers who want to understand why is there a current backlog. He laid out the presentation. In his estimation, we would need these amount of investigators to attack the backlog. We need these amount of investigators, not just to, do the investigations to reduce the backlog so that we can get into compliance of that 90-day window, but that we can also collect the data, as I said earlier, make recommendations, do the community outreach, the community engagement, all of the things that Administrative Code 28 has designed for a CCA to do. But currently, Mr. Ivey, I wanted you and the choppers to know that that has not happened. What has happened is that we just lost an investigator who went on and got a better job, and great to John Batista. So now we're down to 4. So we need to replace him. What the administration has released funds for and given the authority to the executive director to go out and hire is to replace Mr. Batista, and then for 2 more, when the actual funding would have gotten us 3 more. So I'm saying to you and the choppers, here is an update. This is where we're at. We are currently, I believe, at least 120 cases outside of the 90-day window. That is so important to me. I could just throw a rock. Because if complaints are sustained, we need to make sure that discipline matches those allegations and then the findings. If it is outside of that 90-day window, we can't do that. None of this information goes into the jacket of an officer, and whether it's a sustained, not sustained, or an exonerated, it just stays at the Citizens Complaint Authority. This is unfair to all of us. This is unfair to holding people accountable while they're on their job. This is certainly not working in the spirit or the letter of the CA and or the refresh, because this is one of the recommendations from Saul Green and his team to shore up the Citizens Complaint Authority. That is the gap stop right there. So I wanted to give you and the choppers an update on where we stand today. Hopefully, we will have better news next week, because we cannot allow folks to run around and say we're a national model when the model ain't working. If it's not working to the greatest extent feasible to ensure that people's rights are not violated, to ensure that there is an opportunity to evaluate, monitor, assess, discipline, get rid of bad police officers, then we have problems. If there isn't an opportunity for a taxpayer to go and file a complaint, and that complaint to be heard within the time frame, then we have a problem. So today at 4:00, Gabe Davis and his team will be on Freedom Friday, Policing in the Pandemic. We will go through the cases that they just reviewed this past Monday at the CCA board meeting, because this is what we do. And I want the community to hear the complaints as they have been analyzed, as they have been interpreted by the Citizens Complaint Authority, and then hear what their findings are. Understand what all of the police codes that they use to help make an assessment on a case. I want them to understand that this entity was designed for you to have a safe space to go and file your complaint and or favorable comment. We also will be launching today, and I'll send it to you, Mr. Ivey, this survey, because we've gotten a lot of feedback on what you would like to see as a citizen, as a taxpayer in the next police chief. We're trying to keep everything organized digitally so that we keep up with what you're saying. So we created a survey. I will send it to you. It's user-friendly. It's all online. It goes back into our server. We will categorize all of your suggestions, whether you want to go outside of the city of Cincinnati, male, female, black, white, type of education, what type of knowledge, wisdom, what type of rank. What do you want as the taxpayer? This is your role as a citizen to participate. If you don't, and somebody from, small town Iowa comes in here, knows nothing about what we've done, and we've not had a say in the process, we can only blame ourselves. Make sure. Oh, and then on the 22nd, Mr. Ivy, we believe the leaders in Cincinnati Black and Front, we believe we may need your assistance with Sin Digital Media, and we could talk about that offline. But I want to tell your choppers why. We have invited the entire monitoring team to come back and talk to us about how they assess the work in the early days once the collaborative was done and written. What was the last report that Saul Green and his team left for us? How did we get to the refresh? And then where do they see us at currently, a couple of years after we've signed those documents and put the report on the shelf and not moved on that? So please, choppers, I hope you got that. And that'll happen on October 22nd. So please pay attention, be informed. And I wanted to say this also to the people who were saying why Betsy Sunderman didn't come. That was a disrespect to the NAACP and Black folk in the city of Cincinnati. Wasn't a slight towards Nathan Ivy. That is the NAACP Prince Hall Mason political forum. We've been doing that for years. So when people don't show up there to me, that says that they don't give a damn about what you think, say, or feel. And that's not just a disrespect to you, that's a disrespect to all of us. So I take it as a slight. I hope someone put in the comments that nobody should vote for Betsy Sunderman, and I would agree. She does not deserve it based on what she hasn't done, what she has said, and what she has done. I think that's all that I have, Mr. Ivy. If you got any questions, you know how to find me, you know where to find me. But if you're so inclined or you want the survey for what do you want to see in your police chief, please email us at cbufleadersfreeworld@gmail.com or just inbox me. I'll send it to you, share it, give it to all your friends, family. Let our voices be heard. This is how people move things in a collective. This is how it's done. So here we go, guys. Hopefully we'll see you at 4. You can hear from CCA, hear these cases. It's very interesting. There's one, I think it was 19233, and this happened in 2019 where Officer, and they sustained this, actually called the fugitive gang unit on someone that he was having a beef with. He wasn't in uniform, but he had the audacity to show up Monday to try to defend himself, that he thought that it was okay to call a lieutenant in that unit on somebody that he was having a beef with over a misdemeanor. And then they showed up. So this thing takes continuous work, continuous monitoring, and continuous improvement. All right, Mr. Ivy, that's all I have today. Got to get ready for this long day. Hopefully we'll have better news next week for the Citizens Complaint Authority. Hopefully we'll be talking about getting these cases into compliance before 2026, because that's where Mr. Davis has estimated is going to take him and his team if they don't get any help. And lastly, I'll say this, because in my conversation with the mayor, he said, "Well, we need to make sure that he can get this done within the time frame." And while I agree with that, I also said to him, and I'm saying it to you all, our focus has always been on why are people complaining about police. It is about, closing them out, getting into compliance. But the bigger thing is why. Why would people get up, fill out a complaint form, and still be connected to this day to follow up on their complaints? And so that's what we all should be concerned about as taxpayers. We pay their salaries, we pay these lawsuits. We don't benefit from that policing. We don't get anything good out of that. Nowhere. So that is my global question, and that is the question that I hold them accountable on, and I'm asking y'all to as well. So hopefully we'll see you today at 4. If you can just listen on Facebook. If you want to read the cases, we need all eyes on these cases, all eyes. The case of a 15-year-old, she filed her own complaint. So we got babies out here filing complaints. So we need to be on top of these things so we can understand what policy is attached to all of these complaints, and then what can be changed. That's what we do on a daily basis. This is what all these meetings are about, is making sure that we hold on to what we got, improve what ain't working well, and then coming up with better stuff so that we have equity in our public safety department. All right, Mr. Ivy, that's it. Gotta go. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate your show every day, and you do a fabulous job as moderator. You done took it up a notch, made me step up my game. So we all appreciate you, dear brother.
I appreciate
your
it.
show. Thank you so much.
All right, most definitely. I do want that survey. I'll make sure that I put it on the Friends page, and we'll talk about it here. So, because I was just talking with a candidate yesterday who was sharing, I don't know if it would be frustration, but just kind of realizing that, people talk a good game, but they don't always play a good game. Like, people talk all this, we got action, but sometimes with some people, you reach out to them to do some basic things, and it's like, I'm busy. And I get it. We all busy people, but it is what it is. Good morning to you. All right. I see Rosemary's in the house. I had planned to roll out at 9. But I want to make sure that I honor all of my commitments. Hey, Rosemary, you've got the link. I still got about 10 minutes here. I still have enough time if I get off at like 9:30ish to do what I got to do, I believe. I got a couple of deadlines today I need to get in. TNT writes, well, and again, in no way do I think that Betsy Sonderman not being with the NAACP forum had anything to do with me. I'm not that arrogant. I don't believe that. And again, these are smart, intelligent people. They should not be nervous or afraid to go into a digital forum. I don't believe that one bit. So in no way do I think it had anything to do with me. I just feel like what Sister Ira said. I mean, you can't even respond to what the NAACP, Prince Hall Masons, you can't even say no. That's just disrespect. And nobody's too busy to send an email saying yes or no. It only takes a second. But it's just utter disrespect. And again, it's a lost opportunity because all Betsy Sonderman knows is she might pick up a few votes. There's some black folks that'll go with that. There's some voters that's tapping into the NAACP that might be like, you know what? I had this attitude about her, but now I see her differently. So it's a real, she says, I'm on. I don't see you backstage. Rosemary, I don't see you backstage at all. I don't see you at all. Now, you can always give us a call, Rosemary. Let me throw the number up. I'll definitely stay for you because I think there's some things that are going on. You can always give us a call at 513-873-7134. So that's my number, 513-873-7134. So if we can't get you Zoom style, then maybe we can just do a phone call and you can let us know what's going on. And let the audience know here as we get ready to leave the show. And if not, then I can always catch up with you on Monday as well. Or we could record something during the afternoon today. It'd have to be after 2ish. And then, we can, I can put it out there and then play it again on Monday. So I'll wait a little bit. Let me know what works best for you, Rosemary. Let me know. Kevin writes, Betsy is not checking for the black community's vote at all. Well, that's disappointing. Like I said, if I was running, I'm going everywhere in Cincinnati. I'm going everywhere, even to the precincts where statistically I might not have a chance because you're representing everybody. And the right thing to do is to get up in front of everybody, do your spiel, let them know who you are. If they don't like you, they don't like you. But I just feel like you have a responsibility to speak to all of Cincinnati. Now, I want to make sure that my peoples get ahead. But if you're on city council, you got to represent everybody. You got to get in front of everybody. You got to take the heat from everybody. They might have some questions, some doubts. They might have some things wrong about you, but you getting in front of them is the easiest thing in the world. And plus, it's virtual. It's virtual. You can sit at home and do it. So there really are no excuses. But let me go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you? It's Rosemary.
Hey, Rosemary. Good morning. Hey, did you have some issues trying to do the Zoom style connect?
Yeah, well, I connected and I don't know what happened. It said I was in there, but I don't know what happened. So it's all good.
Okay, it's all good. I'm glad you're here. So what is going on? Tell us the whole story. What's going on?
So right now, Rosemary's Babies actually just released a press release or a story about for the last year we've been trying to acquire a property in Avondale, North Avondale. And there was a bit of an uprising this last year. The property, some of you might know, is at 3864 Reading Road, and it's owned by the Port Authority. It's been sitting empty for about 10 years. And again, no one's bid on it. We thought that it would be a great space for a teen parent housing, because right now in Greater Cincinnati, if you are under the age of 18 and you're homeless with your baby, there's nowhere for you to go. We thought it would be a perfect opportunity because 35% of the teens that we serve live in the Avondale area. And as you know, there are generations of teen parents and people that live in poverty in Avondale. And it's a resource that's needed. You know, there's not that many resources in the Avondale community. And this space of 6,400 square feet would be, you know, it's right on the bus line. It would be ideal for Holloway House and Resource Center. And the community, they just don't want it there. And the Port Authority has taken us through this last year. I mean, they checked everything from the ground up. We were questioned on, you know, were we able to raise the funds? Are we able to see the renovation through? It does need approximately a $1 million renovation. And even after going through all of that, the North Avondale put together a strategic committee that is directly attacking Rosemary's Babies Company efforts in acquiring this property. I mean, they're writing letters, they're doing a lot, but we are going to the community saying this is a need, especially in our community, the Black community. You know, 90% of the teens that I serve look like me. And so we are asking for the community to speak up, share our message, donate. The port has given us 6 months to raise almost $1 million in order to acquire the property. And if we can't raise that, then they won't sell it to us. Primarily nonprofits have a capital campaign, and it takes a year, 2 years, but we're not given that opportunity because of all of the pushback from this community.
Wow. And so what's the nature of the pushback? What are people saying? What's their issue with you opening up this new space?
Their issue is that these kids shouldn't be exposed to prostitution, or they may bring prostitution to their neighborhood, that this is not a business that they want in their neighborhood, that teen parents are violent, that they want a wellness center, when in fact a resource center that provides a state-of-the-art lab, that hosts a mental health, whose primary audience is children and wellness. We're doing exactly that, and we can maintain the property. You know, Rosemary's Babies Company has been successful in the last 4 years, and we turned 5 this year. But the pushback is very stereotypical things that you might hear in the media or from someone that is not knowledgeable of this population of kids. There is no direct correlation between teen parents and violence. These kids just need help and support and guidance, and they need to be put in a community where they can see themselves in a different position, you know, and for the community to hire lawyers and, you know, continue to write city council. In fact, North Avondale is having a meeting next week where they're bringing out the economic development department, because again, it's another attempt to stop this. And, you know, we're like, just give us the opportunity to raise the money. You know, we've brought in some really great partners to bring this forward. Triversity Construction, KLH, and Moody Nolan, who's the number one, you know, architectural firm in the country. So we have some great people backing this. And even with all of that, they're still saying no, and they're really putting up a fight, which is causing us chaos. So we are asking the community to speak out, donate. We want Holloway House to be here, and we hope that there's a need, because there isn't anything like it in Greater Cincinnati.
Somebody wants to know, Callie wants to know, is that prospective address for the facility in a primary residential or commercial area?
It is a commercial property. It's already zoned for multi-commercial. And so we don't have to do any rezoning or anything. We've already checked all of the information, and all we have to do is basically renovate this.
Okay. And Sister V wants to know just straight up, how can we help? She says this is a good time to get this before council. So, so tell us, how can we help in your efforts?
Yeah, definitely share a message. Rosemary's Babies Company, rosemary'sbabies.co/change the outlook. We're looking for people who know somebody that can put in windows. We're looking for people who know somebody that might want to donate floors or donate their time to do that. Again, this is $1 million renovation. We have 6 months to either come up with $1 million or come up with in-kind / the funds to be able to make this happen. So you can definitely donate. You can do that on a monthly basis. So we're counting pledges. Our plan is to go back to the city of Cincinnati, who in 2020 did put us up a pledge or ordinance to give us $184,000, yet those funds have not been released. So if we don't raise the $1 million, the city won't release those funds. So again, there's been a lot of mix in this, but we believe that we can do it, especially if we have the community support.
Okay, great. And where exactly can people send donations?
Again, rosemary'sbabies.co / change the outlook. But if you just do rosemary'sbabies.co, it'll lead you right to it.
Okay. Wow. You say forces in Avondale are lining up against this. Are residents involved with this, or is this business interests that are opposed to you? Is it the North Avondale Council? Or like, who exactly is in opposition to this idea?
So there are residents of North Avondale that support the project. However, NANA and NABA, who is their neighborhood association, their business association, put together a committee called the Joint Strategic Committee. And these are the people with the loudest voices and the most connections, basically fighting this. Avondale Community Council, Avondale Development Corporation, all of them have community builders. They've all backed this project. They are on board. But again, because it's actually in North Avondale, they are putting up a lot of opposition. However, the port has made their choice to give us an option to purchase the property, but it is under a demand that most feel is unattainable. $1 million in 6 months is like, okay, but we are actively trying to put our voice out there, trying to put the message out there. And again, we are a small nonprofit, but we have mighty forces behind us, but we still need our community to donate, give, connect us. If you have a business and want to put in a bid or even to work on the property, we are more than happy to accept those too, because again, trying to get that $1 million price tag to renovate the property down.
Okay. Avondale, parts of North Avondale is in badly need of investment. For someone like you that's willing to invest, is there money? You said the city has some money, but it's under, this condition that you raise $1 million. Is there money for people that want to invest in that part of town?
We're looking for that now. We've been looking for it. Of course, we had to wait until the port actually agreed to put us under a term and options. It's very difficult, and I think that's what people really don't know. It's very difficult when you're caught in like this circle of, okay, I'm trying to solicit funds, but because I don't have a space, you won't agree to it, but you'll only do a soft commitment. And everybody's saying, well, how much money have you raised? Well, how can you raise money on a property that you're not under contract with? So it's been very difficult this last year, along with the demand of a lot of paperwork, a lot of movement from the port, and expectation that not only do we give the base level of documentation, we had to over give. In fact, like one of the things, there's an expectation that, we go through training and things like that to ensure that we keep the property. But again, the limitations are no greater than the support and the greatest need in this community, which is the need to support our teen parents. So we're willing to do whatever it takes.
Rosemary, I wish you the best. I'll be making a donation. I would encourage people to do the same if they feel as if this is something they want to get behind. I see you just put the link there. I appreciate it. And let's stay in touch. I might reach out to some of these forces to get their side of it here in Avondale, just to hear why they would be opposed to something like this. I would be very interested in hearing that.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Anybody, if if you're a grant writer, if your job does employer match, if you know somebody that owns a company that gives back, if you own a company and can donate, like I said, windows, floors, paint, time, we're definitely accepting in kind. Of course, dollars always help, but we're looking for all types of revenue to ensure that we reach the goal in 6 months. We have until March the 28th. And on March 28th, our clock runs out. And if we don't do this, then this premier facility, again, that will help so many more teen parents, won't be built. These kids are between the ages of 9 and 19. And during the pandemic, they were house hopping. They're homeless. We get at least 3 phone calls a week from teen parents that are sleeping in their cars with their babies.
Well, Rosemary, thank you for what you're doing, and let's stay in contact.
Thank you so much, Nathan. I really appreciate you always supporting us and putting out the word and putting out the truth. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, most def. Only know one way to do it. Appreciate it. That's rosemary'sbabies.co. Rosemary'sbabiescompany.co is, I believe, the website. Hold on, let me double check and make sure. Rosemary'sbabies.co is the website. Rosemary'sbabies.co. And you can find them on Facebook. Again, from what she's telling me, it sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good idea. If you're a resident, do you have a right to, express your opinion about new developments? Absolutely. But it sounds like a good idea. Like I said, somebody's got to put the work in for the teenagers. It's got to be more than just people talking a whole bunch of junk. So I will make a donation. And again, I would encourage you just to go to the website. You heard what she had to say. Do whatever you feel like your heart, is leading you to do. But I'm certainly going to make a donation because it sounds like she's doing great work. And $1 million in 6 months, that's a lot. I'm on the donation button right here. Okay. I'm going through it right now. I'm going through the donation process right here live. Network of For Good. Okay, now I got to put password on. Okay, so now I got to go through a whole thing. I'm not in their system, so I'll take care of that today and just do my little small part. Do whatever you feel like is in your heart. With that, family, I got to make a move. Have an excellent weekend, an excellent Friday. I wish you nothing but the best. Remember our motto: winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning. That's that winning mentality. Have an excellent weekend. I wish you nothing but peace and blessings. Have an excellent weekend. Don't forget, early voting is going on right now. You're going to leave with a word from some candidates that want to hear, that want to get your attention. They want you to vote for them. So listen to what they have to say and then react accordingly. All right. Viva la Chapas. Have an excellent Friday and an even better weekend. Until next time, I'm out.
Good morning, Choppers. I'm Scotty Johnson, candidate for Cincinnati City Council. Unfortunately, injustice remains in the city of Cincinnati. A remedy for injustice is courageous, bold leadership. I plan on bringing that type of leadership to City Hall. It's time to stop talking about it and to start doing something about it. Disparities have been in Cincinnati far too long. I'm the candidate to address those disparities. Vote Scotty Johnson for Cincinnati City Council.
Paid for by friends of Scotty Johnson.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you all my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now, I'm a cash cow.